Surprisingly for once, the weather predictions were true. We woke up to a rare snowy mess. It usually snows a couple of days in the year in the greater Vancouver area, and this day was one of them. It was an excellent day to meet a new friend and go on an exciting adventure. We headed north up the Sea to Sky Highway towards the famous Olympic village of Whistler, but we turned somewhere between Whistler and Vancouver towards a couple of rivers that interject and are very popular destinations for backcountry exploring and camping. Funny enough, once we got to the start of the dirt road, however, it was strangely very dry, which will of course change once we get deeper into the valley.
Jordan, you can lead.
I know where we're going.
And then Nick, you want to take the rear because you have a winch?
Sure.
I mean, there's no snow here, but
You just have to
yeah.
We don't know where we're going, so
You go straight
straight.
until you turn left.
As you've seen, today's adventures was slightly different. We made a new friend whom we connected with online through the Four-Wheel Drive Association of BC. Nick moved to British Columbia from Washington in the United States more than a year ago and has many interests in common with us. For one, he has an awesome 4th generation 4runner just like we do. He also has a husky. The husky unfortunately couldn't join us today, but will in future adventures. Nick has traveled all around the world and worked everywhere, and his knowledge, skills, willingness to help, and a great sense of humor makes him a perfect companion on this trip. The Sea to Sky Highway takes you from North Vancouver through Squamish, Whistler, and Pemberton all the way through the Sea to Sky corridor to Lillooet, where it eventually connects to Highway 97 just north of Cache Creek. The Sea to Sky Highway itself is absolutely gorgeous and provides easy access to the aforementioned towns. It also spikes off at multiple places into Forest Service roads that provide some of the most amazing views in the Lower Mainland. With all the good that the Sea to Sky Highway has done, a sharp increase in tourism to the backcountry also contributes to crowding of the backcountry, littering, and disrespect for nature. Now, we can't stop the crowds, as these areas are heavily advertised and now rely and benefit greatly from the tourism industry. And let's be honest, we're some of those people that go. But if you're going out into the backcountry here, please keep the place clean and try to keep a healthy distance from other people who are also out there trying to scrape the cows in the city, just like you
These are not
might.
the conditions I was expecting at all today. It's very dry and dusty, which is the complete opposite of what Vancouver and the Lower Mainland are right now. They are snowstormy. I thought going higher up and taking the Sea to Sky towards Whistler and stuff would be colder and snowier, and now we're all feeling a little overdressed for the weather.
As usual, one of our first stops after airing down is stopping to let the dogs play and get some energy out of their system so they stop whining in the cars trying to get to each other.
I hate front license plates. They're a waste of time anyway. Nobody's looking at your front license plate and then pulling you over.
It's true. Yeah, it's just weird that in Vancouver, BC, all of BC, you're required a front license plate, whereas in other provinces you're not.
Nick's 4runner comes with a Dobinson 2.5-inch lift kit, RSG angle sliders, RCI skid plate, ARB deluxe front winch bumper, and a synthetic rope. It also comes with the ARB single onboard air compressor, a massive ARB bumper, and quite a few other cool things that he's planning to put on shortly.
Did you put on the bumper and skid plate yourself?
No, God, no. No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did myself. This sweet fender line right here.
Bug deflector.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually just got the weather guards for the side. Same one that Jordan has.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very helpful for letting the dog breathe while not letting too much rain in.
As you can see here, I've simulated by adding a little sticker.
Oh,
I thought
of
of
course.
putting an American flag. So on Tuesday, I'm getting a Prince 2 rack installed, 2 IPF lights, driving lights in the front, and my land mobile radio, and also, the ARB fog lights. I get my work done at West Coast Off-Roaders in North Van.
Yeah.
Because I live in an apartment, they don't let you do your work yourself.
Right. That's pretty close to Jordan, but pretty far for you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but they're good guys. I'm represented here. Got Washington State right here.
Oh, true.
Then I chose this plate just because of this bear.
And the 4-Wheel Drive Association.
After letting the dogs run around for a bit and checking out all the cool things on Nick's vehicle, we headed out and found some snow.
I feel like now it's more dusty in the car than out of it.
Yeah, so much for the dust. We go from dust to ice pretty quickly. I would prefer snow over ice.
Nick, did you bring your traction boards by any chance? I did, too.
As everybody in the world knows, Whistler, along the Sea to Sky corridor, is famous for hosting the 2010 Winter Olympics and is a very popular destination for skiing and snowboarding. Squamish is on the way and also sees a ton of development as a result. The Sea to Sky corridor has a lot of history and is home to multiple First Nation people, including the Squamish Nation and the Lillooet Nation. The town of Squamish itself had its beginnings during the construction of the Pacific Great Eastern Railway in the 1910s. It was the first southern terminus of that railway, which is now a part of CN. The town remains important in the operations of the line and also the port. So forestry has traditionally been the main industry in the area. And without getting into too many debates about the forestry industry, it has led to many service roads that allow us to get out and explore places like this. About 20 minutes into driving through slippery snow and ice, Allison finally decided it was best for her to stop and for us to chain up. I cannot express how disappointed we are in the performance of these tires. It's very frustrating when you lose faith in your tires to keep you going and hold up your friends while you have to stop and chain up, especially in a place like this and on a day like this. So though it was kind of slippery, chains really should not be necessary. Oh well, it is what it is, and we had to stop and chain up.
I feel like I know how to do this in theory, and that idea that like, oh yeah, if I was to go up to like the ski hill and I had to stop and put like chains on, like I know what I'm doing. Like, at this point, I would be exhausted, and I would just turn around.
Yeah, just be like, we're done.
Yeah.
Should have kept my boots and my snow pants on, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Looks like Ansel's never worn a hat before. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Get out.
She emerges victorious.
Right? We're gonna have this chat every time because Ansel can't stand being in the passenger seat.
I prefer it, so.
Every bump we go over, he's like, ah! Like he's like being murdered or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I am definitely slightly disappointed in these tires. I mean, the last time we came with Jordan and Krista here to this almost the same location, I noticed that how much these tires slid in the snow compared to Jordan's. And now today, we had to stop and put on chains, whereas Jordan and Nick both didn't.
You can attribute the slipping and sliding to the drivers, but Allison and I have driven in bigger snowstorms and ice storms in Quebec. We've driven on frozen lakes across the Northwest Territories, and even in much deeper, wet BC snow in the mountains in our 2015 RAV4. Heck, even my motorcycle tires on a sports bike don't slip as much in the rain. So it's fairly easy for us to conclude that these Kyoto tires just don't perform well in the rain and the snow. But these tires came on the vehicle when we purchased it. Nick also has Kyoto tires and didn't have nearly as much slippage as we did, but his tires are bigger and newer than ours. We simply can't take the risk of driving in the rain and slipping all over the place living in the West Coast near Vancouver. To cover my own butt, I am obligated to say that this is just my own opinion and by no means advice for what you should purchase, and your experience may be very different.
It's a little icy.
It is a little icy, yeah.
I think that it looks like it's fluffy.
What?
I think it looks like it's like fluffy. The cloud.
It does.
So we finally reached the first waterfall, and well, this is where things got a little bit exciting. But for now, just enjoy the waterfall.
Drone is stuck in that tree. I think it's gone.
Oh God, I hope this is not the moment that I lose my boyfriend.
I know, but I kind of like you having it so we can talk to you.
What you're seeing here is video from the drone while Jordan was shaking it and trying to free it from the branches.
He got it!
Got it.
Unbelievable! I cannot believe you just did that. Holy crap. That's insane. I cannot believe you just did that.
This drone footage is brought to you in part by the courageous efforts of Jordan. But seriously, thanks buddy, I owe you one.
Can I have a word to speak of my mind? I cover my eyes to see what's inside. I try to turn the tide. I try to feel alright. I see the water rise. I'm burning all the night. I'm burning all the
After a little bit more driving in the snow, we finally reached our second destination. This is a beautiful place with another freezing waterfall.
Hey Jordan, I lost my drone up there.
Oh yeah?
Can you go get it for me?
Yeah, right at the top?
Yeah, right at the top.
Yeah, okay.
Are your shoes wet?
No.
Are your socks wet?
Waterproof shoes this time.
That's very smart.
That was smart, considering what last week, the week before, it was pouring rain, and he's like, oh, I didn't bring my waterproof shoes.
Wait, are you cold?
Yeah, oh, okay.
Jordan has, like,
Well, there's a
body bags.
frozen waterfall right there. So it's -3 to 5, I think.
Probably, like, it doesn't feel
It's not that cold. Like, I don't have a jacket on, but I don't know, man. I've camped in like -40, and I don't want to do that. Like, there's no.
-4. You can
This,
No.
yeah, like
right now, if we had a fire going and we were sitting around and like, it would be fine. It's just, yeah, as it gets like later and darker and colder,
Yeah, you don't
you're
want
like, what are we doing out here? I have a warm bed like 3 hours away.
Especially when you stop moving, it gets a lot colder.
It gets colder, yeah.
Exactly.
Where did you go camping?
Manning towards the house.
And it was how cold?
Like minus 20 minutes.
At Manning?
Yeah. Yeah, like it's like,
Damn.
like it was like full snow, like brought a shovel. And I was gonna say like, here, where it's like last weekend, it was +5. Next weekend will probably be +5. Why go camping this weekend
Exactly.
when it's gonna be -13?
We have to learn how to ski, and one of the things we have to do was learn how to get out of frozen water. So like if we were skiing, so we have to wear a don-out suit and everything, ski, and voluntarily go into freezing ass water.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not even.
And learn how to climb out ourselves.
That's nuts. So we're all from out east except you. Like I grew up in Toronto, actually Scarborough, and then my family moved to Milton, Ontario. Then I went to university in Quebec. And then when I went to university, my parents moved to Yellowknife. So I spent my Christmas breaks and my summers in Yellowknife for like 4 or 5 years. And then I met Allison there. So then it was like overnight. I could have moved to Toronto where like I had friends and stuff, or I could move to Yellowknife where I had a job and I like had my parents and stuff. And then Allison's parents had moved from Montreal to BC already. So we had the choice, and then we just like packed our stuff in a pickup truck, threw it all in overnight, and just like decided to go to BC because her dad's company had a truck that needed moving from Quebec to BC. And they're like, hey, you want to drive this truck to BC for us? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. Yes, in the winter it's getting down to like, the other day it was minus 47. Yeah, it got down to minus 47. So yes, it is cold, but at the same time, like, there's so much to see. So we got engaged 2017, we went to Yellowknife, and Allison saw 20 something lakes in one day, 23 lakes in one day. Because you just keep driving, and there's a lake there, a lake there, a lake there, it's more water than land.
I think I need to buy snow pants. Yeah. It's like it's almost spring, but maybe for next year.
Yeah, maybe
Probably
next
warmer.
year. Buy some Lululemon snow pants.
I don't think they have snow pants.
These have been surprisingly warm. I was wearing snow pants earlier and then it got too cold. They're too warm.
Too warm?
Yes, I took off my snow pants and my snow boots, but then I had to crawl on the ground and put on chains.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly regret that.
So what
You
you're
have an
saying is I
issue
need
with
layers.
getting your base layer too wet.
Every time.
Every time?
we go out in the snow, man.
Gotta have a couple layers.
Yeah.
A couple options.
Did you have a good day?
I had a good day.
Yeah?
You can put the gun away.
The gun.
All right, Enzo. I'll say whatever you want me to say.
Blink twice if you're not okay.
How about you, Krista? Did you have a good day?
I did have a good day. It was very fun.
What was your favorite part?
I like the second waterfall.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one's
Cool.
gorgeous.
It is
Very
gorgeous.
happy.
How about you? You look cold. Did you have a good
It's
day?
a little cold now. My fingers are cold. Yeah. I had a good day though. It was nice.
You're so covered up.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Jordan's hiding so he doesn't have to.
I like the part of the pothole.
Da-da, 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 da-da. Da-da, da-da, da-da. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
How was your day, okay?
How was your day? Tell me.
Jordan needs help.
What's wrong?
I can fix it. I put my gloves together while I was wearing them. And then I was trapped.
Poor Jordan.
And then I wouldn't help him because it was funny.
You were just mean.
By the time we were ready to go home, it got pretty dark. But we had an absolutely amazing adventure with a new friend. We look forward to Nick joining us in future adventures, and we also look forward to having you join us. So join us on the next episode next Friday. And if you haven't already subscribed, click that subscribe button.